Hello, friends, family, and countrymen. Nicholas here. I know, I look crazy right now. I'm wearing a tank top with a shirt over it and a beanie. Also, the sun's being super bright in the background right now, and it's being really annoying. But let's go ahead and talk. Obviously, you read the description. Let's talk about the Ghostbusters, the new one. The female ones. I love the movie, the entire movie. First things first, if you go in expecting it to be like a sequel to the original one, or anything having to do with the original one, it's not. I went in there with a fresh face, fresh set of eyes. I was like, yo, this is a new movie. I've never seen it before in my life. And so I watched it like that, and it was good. It was good, yo. Obviously, it was not the best. And much like Mean Girls, or no, not much like Mean Girls. Yeah, much like Mean Girls. For some reason, I couldn't shake the feeling of SNL. And I know that's really wow, I can't think of the word now. I made a point to say really like twice. I know what the word is, because Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd, whatever. He was on SNL. I think, Bill Murray was, or at the very least he's hosted. I don't remember. But yeah. So most of the cast, though, for the female Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters, were from SNL. You got Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, Kate McKinnon, Cecily Strong, I guess that's the big four, but they're also some of the most famous people from SNL. So I kind of want to go over their like performances and everything, and like the movie itself. So at the beginning of the movie, I was confused because it had Kristen Wiig as this uptight professor, and it was weird for me because I didn't understand what time period it was, because the way that she was dressed and the way that the film made it look, it didn't look correct, I guess. And excuse me, it didn't look time appropriate. But as the movie progressed and she wore different outfits, it looked like it belonged in 2016, with the exception of they didn't seem to use cell phones at all for the movie, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me personally, because it's supposed to be set like relatively current, and there was just nothing there that was like remotely current. The computers that were used were very 90s or early 2000s. But yeah, that's it. There wasn't a lot of cell phones or anything like that. I think at one point someone mentioned a text, I think, but I'm not quite sure. And then another thing was, no, I can't remember it. But anyways, Kristen Wiig's character was Pretty good. The writing could have been a little bit better, obviously, but that's how it is with most movies nowadays. I wish that they had put a little more time and thought into her character. Like, I'm covered in dirt for some reason. There's a lot of things that happen, and the very beginning of the movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense based on just the relationships between the Ghostbusters girls. But I do like how they formed the team after they got Patty. So Melissa McCarthy's character was pretty good. Also, I don't know. The issue with having an actor or an actress, I guess, like Melissa McCarthy is she plays a lot of her characters the same, and that's fine. That's kind of my negative thing about Leslie Jones in regard to SNL is that she always plays Leslie Jones. She doesn't really play other characters. She plays Leslie Jones, which I'll talk about in a second. But with Melissa McCarthy, she's this quirky, like sarcastic, but at the same time, like super cool and all that kind of girl. And I don't know, this movie just didn't fit to her as well as I think it should have. I'm not saying it wasn't great, because the movie was great, personally. I loved it. Good movie. But I wish that they had done a little more with each character. Kate McKinnon's character was top notch. It was the perfect engineering character that needed to be there. It was good. She was weird and she was creepy, and it was good. It's something that Kate McKinnon is now known for as well. She's known for being hilariously awkward and terrifying at the same time. Good. And then Leslie Jones actually very much so surprised me throughout the entire movie. She plays Patty, who's this MTA worker, and it was crazy for me to watch her be such a different character, because I've gotten to know her as Leslie Jones, as this strong woman who doesn't take anything from anyone, and then in Ghostbusters she's a very, very calm, not calm, very calm is definitely the wrong word. She's not calm ever. I don't know. It's just she's so different than the Leslie Jones that we get to know in SNL, and I really, really love that. That was definitely one of the highlights for me, was seeing Leslie Jones as Patty. Patricia, whatever. And we didn't get to see her use her size or anything as the main point of her character, because I had figured when she got cast she was just going to be the muscle of the group. She was going to be the strong, burly character who beat people up all the time. But that's not her character at all, and I'm really, really happy about that. Sorry about the sunlight again. I was driving through some shade, and then boom, sunlight. And yeah, the supporting characters: Andy Garcia, Cecily Strong, Bill Murray makes a surprising amount of screen time on the movie, which is pretty funny. Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, and know her name. The lady who was the receptionist for the original Ghostbusters. They all make cameo appearances. The only two that didn't make a cameo were Harold Ramis, who passed away a few years ago, and Rick Moranis, who, if you don't know, he retired from acting after his wife got very ill, and he is now a stay-at-home father, taking care of his kids and everything. So yeah, overall, good movie. Also, let's talk about Chris Hemsworth's character. The very first scene with him in it, he plays Kevin, the receptionist. The very first scene with him in it was perfect for me. I was laughing so hard. Like, you cannot begin to understand how hard I was laughing. I was with some people that I know, and oh my gosh, after the movie ended, they were like, you started laughter in the audience. We didn't know when to laugh, apparently, because when you laughed, everyone else laughed. Because I was laughing so hard at so many parts of the entire movie. It was beautiful. So yeah, it was a good movie. But Chris Hemsworth killed his character. I cannot have asked for anyone better to have played that character than him. It was the perfect amount of comedy. Just perfect. As far as the writing goes, really well done, guys and girls. Mainly girls. I think her name was Katie something. And Dan Aykroyd wrote the movie together. And I know that a lot of people were like, oh, if it's going to be a woman movie, it's going to be all like woman jokes. And it really wasn't at all. Like, obviously, there were some good woman jokes. Like jokes specifically written by women for women. But because I've grown up with sisters and my mother and like not very many male influences in my life, I understand those jokes a little bit better than the normal guy will. But even those jokes were so tame, but hilarious at the same time, that they weren't even like an issue. So yeah. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. If you don't want to see it because girls are the Ghostbusters now, go see it anyways. Like, what is the big deal? And also, if you're gonna go see it and you haven't seen it yet, don't go in expecting it to be the Ghostbusters that you remember, because it's not that. It's completely different than that. Go in expecting to see a new movie with a generalized premise of Ghostbusters, and that's it. That's the only kind of ties other than the cameos. Overall, good movie. Go watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Goodbye.